Welcome, everybody, to this week's edition of Dumb Guy Live on the Wrestle Purist YouTube channel. We have an extremely special show this week that we are thrilled about. Live with us on Dumb Guy Live, we have Pro Wrestling Noah superstar Ninja Mack. Ninja, how are you doing today? Good morning for you, by the way. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Y'all want to make a bet today? How many bets trying to pull?
I'm going to bet on your future because you have had such a meteoric rise in pro wrestling over the last couple of years. I know a lot about wrestling, Ninja, up until about the WrestleMania weekend shows 2021 when you were in like a scramble. I was like, I had no idea who you were. And since then, you have signed a contract with Noah. You've been featured on Ring of Honor, obviously a staple of GCW shows when you're here as well, all over the place. And so it's been great to see that rise. But what we're going to focus on today, getting started, by the way, we have Jamie here. We have Murph here as well. Guys, how are you doing so far?
I'm doing
great.
Doing great.
I want to make a bet.
Who are you betting on, bro?
I bet on Ninja Mack.
That's a good bet. I like that. That's good.
How much we putting down? How much we putting in for this bet?
Undisclosed amount.
I'll bet you a second podcast appearance. How about that?
I'm willing to bet my month's Wrestle Purist wages on Ninja Mack.
Your month's Wrestle Purist wages? Oh my gosh, that's a lot of money. He's gonna rival Ninja's mortgage. Okay, so let's get started. Let's talk about, because we're a Japanese pro wrestling focused podcast, I want to start by talking about you getting started in Pro Wrestling Noah. So just first of all, generally, so you and I met previously. We've met before at a GCW show in like January of 2022. And we just got to talking a little bit because you had just been announced on one of their shows. And there was that graphic that was like, Ninja Mack is coming to Pro Wrestling Noah. And so I wanted to talk to you about that. And you had some interesting things to say about like your merch situation at the time. Do you want to talk about that a bit?
Yeah, we wrap it up. Just thinking, they put that out because April of the year before is when they first contacted me. When you saw me for GCW at Tampa, my first showings, I was actually never supposed to go to GCW, AAA, Ring of Honor. I was supposed to head to Japan. Noah got eyes on me because I helped start a local wrestling promotion in Houston, Texas. And I ran a match with Dante Leon in January. And then I had a match with Dragon Bane in March. And early March, after they saw that match with Dragon Bane, shout out to Wrestling with Unicorns, they put those clips out and they saw clips of that. Noah contacted me 30 minutes after that match closed. They saw the clips. And that was probably about a month before GCW Tampa. And actually, GCW called me because of those clips. But COVID pushed everything back a whole year. So because of COVID pushing everything back a whole year, I was able to write out GCW, which I love GCW, Joey, Jimmy, and Brett. They gave me a good opportunity. So to ride that out all year, and Noah made that post that January because I was coming in April for junior tournament, their junior division innovation, and it was the debut with me, Maine, and Alpha Wolf in the crazy three-way match.
That three-way, we were talking about it beforehand because Monty, who runs Wrestle Purist, essentially, he's not super familiar with a lot of your work. And so I was like, if you want to see a freaking Ninja Mack match that like gives you the essence of who you are as a performer, it's that three-way with Dragon Bane and Alpha Wolf, who we're huge fans of as well. Man, what was the reception of that match like for you? I know it was extremely like overwhelmingly positive, but was it surprising seeing like such overwhelmingly positive reception for what I believe was that was your first appearance in Japan, right?
Yeah, that was my debut for Noah. I've been able to work Dragon Bane twice from that point. I never got to work Alpha yet up until then. But beforehand, when I first started in Texas working with Booker T, I was able to work around a bunch of luchadors. And then working around a bunch of luchadors and then writing out GCW, my style works very well with lucha. I've always been fascinated by a bunch of lucha. So it was actually very, very calm for me to go in knowing I was going to be able to do some stuff that I could work with other guys. Because when I came to Noah and I wanted to come to Japan, I wanted to really involve in that strong style, that Japanese style, and learn everything of their culture, wrestling culture. But for them to put me in a match, hey, go a little crazy, show some things, show what you're capable of. It was very easy to come in and be able to do what I'm comfortable with, rather than trying to fit into a style I haven't really got into yet so much. Which luckily I've been able to work on and really train this last year.
Mac, I'd like to ask, you made your Japanese debut in the Ryogoku Sumo Hall, and you've wrestled at Korakuen a handful of times, and you've wrestled at Yokohama Arena, Budokan, all of these big venues, and now next month you're going to be working in the Tokyo Dome. What is it like, working at these huge venues with like lots of history and, coming from an indie background in the U.S., now working at some of the most historic venues in Japan?
That's more of my motivation to keep getting better, and also the love I have for Pro Wrestling Noah. I've said it in many interviews and podcasts before. When I grew up, I was watching WWF, AAA, and Noah. Those were the shows that would air that I was able to see. So to eventually get to Pro Wrestling Noah, especially when they showed interest before the companies, I have a love for Pro Wrestling Noah. And even Marufuji bringing me in, that was an icon and a moment for when he called me and talked to him for a moment. And for them to give me the opportunity to go to these events, to be able to put on matches and be able to show what I'm able to do at legendary arenas you watch growing up, man, it's such an honor, and much respect for Pro Wrestling Noah.
I just can't imagine the feeling of going into Sumo Hall and having the match that I would say most people would say stole the show in your Noah debut and your Japan debut, right? I think that's got to be just so encouraging and so gratifying, putting all this work into something that's performance based, and then being rewarded with all that love and appreciation.
Yeah, I think the work is paying off. They're obviously have to gain your company's trust, and for the to not only just put me in high profile matches, but to keep giving me bigger level opponents, to be able to put me with the Great Muta in a tag, put me with Marufuji in tag matches. I think the work ethic I have is starting to pay off, and they see it, and they trust me, and they respect me with a lot of things. So I think it's just.
Did we lose the ninja? Okay.
You're back.
Sorry about that. I don't know what y'all saw at last. I saw y'all the whole time.
It's all good. We were just talking about just getting a sense of you were talking about how your hard work is really paying off, and that's great to see. So I want to skip forward a little bit. I want to talk get a little later last year when you in a match at Ariake Arena, which is a relatively new or revamped arena, revamped space.
Beautiful place is beautiful.
It looked awesome on the broadcast, and I'm really excited for Noah to go back there soon. But you had a really sort of unique encounter where you won the GHC Junior Heavyweight Championship. It was unfortunately due to Hayata's injury, which was super unfortunate. But just sort of walk us through like the emotions of, on one hand, you walk out with this championship that is one of the most prestigious junior championships in the world. At the same time, it's not exactly how you intended getting to that position, right? So just walk us through kind of the emotion and how you were feeling there.
Going to an event to be to me was my first big high profile match, just because the junior heavyweight champion match, and Hayata is such a high level opponent on that junior division. So to be able to go one-on-one with him, and then honestly to say I broke the champion. I literally broke the champion to win the belt. And if I don't want to miscorrect the dates, but I think I'm the first Gaijin to win that belt in 12 to 13 years.
Oh,
so
wow.
It's been quite a while since a Gaijin was able to hold that belt. So to be able to get that opportunity to, like I said, obviously it was a little accident where he got hurt and couldn't continue, but this is pro wrestling. you can't continue. You're gonna have to drop what you hold, and the next person's ready to step up. And I was ready to step up. So I'll take my opportunity when it came. I put myself in the history of pro wrestling Noah forever, and I just got to move forward. And that's something I'm actually working right now to recapture. I was unfortunately lost it to Dante Leon in my first title defense when he jumped me with his chairs and weapons beforehand. But in the same situation, if you're not ready, you gotta step up and perform. And I wasn't able to perform against Dante, and I lost it. So that's something I'm looking to recapture. But to win that at one of our first big pay-per-view shows, because Japan's still very COVID restricted. Depending on the arena, we're allowed voices, or depending on the arena, we have to be spaced out. Which the last two major shows with the Bye Bye Muda, we've hit close to 10,000 people. I think the first two pay-per-view was 9,500. This last show was about 8,800. So the bigger shows are really starting to move towards those bigger venues and events again, which is good. So to be able to capture that belt and to defend it at a big show and be one of the reasons we sell out a pay-per-view, that's a big goal of mine.
I didn't put it together that you were the first Gaijin, the first foreigner junior champion since Ricky Marvin, which, I mean, Ricky, you think Marvin. About all the people who held it in between then, with Kanemaru and Shuji Kondo and Ishimori and Harada and all these guys, right? That's remarkable. And then before him, the last
only
foreigner who was junior champ was Danielson.
Brian Danielson.
Which is,
I believe there was only 3 Gaijin champs before me, so I was the 4th one.
That's a hell of a stat.
And then you lost it to Leon. Leon's he's been your rival. At first it was Alpha Wolf and Dragonbane. I would say more Dragonbane, most likely, right? Because you did have those that you were able to wrestle him, I think, more specifically. But then since then, you and Leon have gone at each other. What's when are we getting the rubber there, the rubber match? When are we getting who's gonna come out on top on this feud here?
Man, I would hate to say Jay because I think he's a phenomenal competitor. But obviously I think I'm gonna keep walking out on top because I train and I discipline, and I don't know what he does on the side to keep up, but every time we step in that ring, man, we got it. He whoops my ass. I whoop his ass a little bit. One of us is going to have to recapture that belt for a rubber match because we did have our singles. We did have a little bit of a rubber match without the title this last couple weeks ago, but to me, it's not the same. I want a match when the title's on the line and you're at the top of the card. So one of us is going to have after that title to get that main rubber match. But I know he left Japan 2 days ago, so I got about 4 more months here without him before he comes back. I don't think he's coming back until after that WrestleMania weekend. I don't still up to the head, so he's got a little bit of time. But he just went back to the States. He's on a couple of those Texas shows.
It's been really interesting to see that rivalry and how they've been doing a little sports entertainment with it. We got the I mean I can't I don't know if I condone all your behavior ahead of your last match there. I mean, you did pull out the win, but it did come with jumping in beforehand. So, but again, I guess all's fair considering he did the same to you with higher stakes with that title.
Hey, best thing I can say, a little shout out to my sponsors, Karma Returns, beautiful clothing company, good friends of mine. And in that match, the big storyline to that is Karma Returns. You want to jump me before the match, weapons and the advantage? Well, the next match, I'm going to cut you the same way. I'm not going to hold back.
I love it. I'm waiting for that rubber match. And you guys have built it really well. Like there's like legitimate heat for a program that's not explicitly over the title in Noah Juniors, which hasn't always happened, I don't think. So I think that's pretty cool. Jamie, we've barely heard from you. Jamie, I'm curious. What do you want to know? You got anything on the mind?
I'd like to take a little look into the future a little bit. So I can't remember if it was yesterday or the day before. Lose track of time. New Japan Pro Wrestling announced the All-Star Junior Festival. And of course, we'll see Noah involvement there. And I'd like to, put the question out: is there anyone, there's a ton of promotions involved in this event? Is there anyone out there you've got your eyes on? You know, possible dream opponents, someone you've not stepped foot in the ring with?
Yeah, man, a huge fan of say I don't want to say his name wrong, but I would call him Dookie out of New Japan, but it might be Doki here. Huge fan of him and his work, and I got a chance to work him. That I think that'd be a tremendous matchup. I saw the post just like y'all. I wasn't told anything. All I know is my return date's after that date, so I am in Japan. I did text Noah's booker and the Noah's office and said, "Hey, I'm always willing to make bets and put in the extra work. And if you need Ninja Mack to throw my name out there to represent Noah, I'm always willing to." I have not got a confirmation, so nothing's confirmed. I have just made the request, and I'm just waiting for the answer to see who they're going to put in, because we have such a strong Noah division. You can throw so many of us in there and be able to represent Noah pretty well.
I want to remind people who are watching, first of all, thank you for being here. If you're here,
thank you so much.
Super chats still apply like normal. If you have questions you want to ask, if you're curious about stuff for Mr. Mack here, throw us a super chat. We'll read it and we'll get an answer for you. All right. Yeah, that junior festival looks like a ton of fun, and I love hearing that you're going out of your way to be like, hey, you know, if I'm around, I want to be a part of this. I think that just shows your dedication and how much you enjoy this, and it also, you know, it's not bad to put yourself out there like that, right?
Of course. And then even just, I know I read that I think it was 21 or 22 promotions being involved, all the way from CMLL to many Japan promotions, and I've a lot of opponents in CMLL growing up in Texas. Shout out CMLL. I would love to see some of their guys come out. Man, Dragon Kid. That'd be such a huge opponent to throw out there at Dragon Gate. Man, me versus Dragon Kid, such a dream match. I don't want to say Marufuji because I don't know if he considers himself a junior heavyweight right now. Just, you know, but in his previous days, he ran in the junior division. But much respect to that man, and that's with respect, I would love to push a match. So, I mean, just being a reasonable opponent, man, you got so many people just from New Japan. We said Dragon Gate's going to be there, CNLL. You can go with countless opponents, and I'll be happy. Giving me all of them. I'll take all one-on-one that day.
Mack,
yeah.
I'm very excited. Sorry, Parker.
No, go ahead. That's exactly what I was going to say.
Mack, I'm very excited that you mentioned Dragon Gate, because I'm the resident Dragon Gate fan, and at the Gate of Origin in Sendai, I believe, you teamed with Dragon Kid to face the Z-Rat, Diamante and Shun Skywalker. What was that experience like? You know, working for a Noah partner promotion, but not Noah, and was it cool to be with one of the most innovative high flyers of all time and Dragon Kid as a team?
Working with him, man, such a dream. Be able to watch him. You know, I grew up watching pro wrestling Noah, but as I've gotten older and I've started to watch more wrestling, just expanding. Dragon Gate moves quicker. Their style does fit with what I do. Just watching, I've seen Shun Skywalker at GCW and MLW. I've known of Diamante as one of the best lucha bases and lucha wrestlers that I've been around. So to be able to get in the ring with them and be able to perform at high level was still something off the wall. And to be in front of a different crowd, a different atmosphere, the different locker room, you get to see different personalities, and that's always good. And then obviously being over in America, I've had a lot of connections to some of the guys up on TV. A huge fan of Matt Seidel, and with his work and what he did previously, he was very excited for me to get out to Dragon Gate, and he did a big pop. So, I mean, I got people messaging me when that match got announced, because it's actually my first match back starting this 5-month run in Japan was the Dragon Gate on the December 18th. So, oh man, it was very heartwarming for Noah to allow me to work another promotion, because there's not many times where they let you work outside, especially being a foreigner. I have an exclusive contract to Noah, so I got to get rented out, and I got to get permission a lot of the times. And then for them to even ask me to do it, like I said, I think that trust and that respect's going back and forth.
Yeah, that had to be awesome working with. And is there anybody else in that Dragon Gate roster? You know, Dragon Gate and Noah have had a lot of synergy. Is there anybody in the Dragon Gate roster that, you know, you'd like to face in Noah or in Dragon Gate over the next couple months a year in Japan?
Shun Skywalker. Like I said, I've got to see that man perform at GW in person. I watched his matches before we even got to know each other. I got to work with 5 of the Dragon Gate people for Noah, but I was not able to work with Shun Skywalker. And then to have that tag match and the little interactions we have, I think that's the person I would like putting his name out there if he's willing to make a bet with Ninja Matt. Shun Skywalker, always making bets.
Great pick.
Murph's geeking out right now. Murph is like, he's so thrilled that you're talking and just like the fact that, like, not to like gas you up, Ninja, but like the fact that you're not only just, you know, talking about Dragon Gate, but are like knowledgeable about it, talking about like, okay, Diamante is a great lucha base, right? This is the type of stuff that, you know, such a Dragon Gate fan, it means a lot.
Not just a good lucha base, man. That man whooped my ass in that 5-on-5. That man is a big monster. He's strong. He's not just a base. He can fly. He'll fucking hit you. So he is such a good overall wrestler. He's one of the most complete wrestlers I've been in the ring with.
Well, and it's been so cool to see him really get his flowers. Like there were probably fewer than 10, non-Japanese wrestlers who actually stayed in Japan all the way throughout the pandemic. And Diamante was one of them. And so to be rewarded like that, I think that probably means a lot to him, that he's really getting to show what he can do. Ninja, we have a couple super chats here. We're going to start with Lamora here. Lamora is a super loyal fan of us here, super loyal listener. And he's a huge Lucha Libre fan. So happy for you guys here at Dumb Guy Live. For Mac, this is a $5 super chat. What are some of your favorite masks worn by other active wrestlers, retired wrestlers, anybody? Favorite masks?
Jushin Thunder Liger, man, big bad Liger. That hands down, iconic. You go back, just Rey Mysterio. That mask will forever be iconic. I mean, I know he's ventured into many, but those first couple, just to give the shout out to a man that we won't say his name, but when he was in Japan, he went by Pegasus, and he wore a little a mask that when I was watching the matches. So shout out to that. But man, you get great Sasuke. Even just going back to Muta, man, Muta's masks were off the wall. So, man, I could keep going if y'all want. We can just keep naming them, but it's just
we could absolutely like go back and forth. You see, sometimes we'll get going on talking about like just like minutia of things that we enjoy about, Japanese pro wrestling, just like the tiniest things, and we'll just go back and forth on that. I'm curious what you guys like Jamie and Murph, like, who are some of your favorite masks? I bet Murph says Dragon Kid. Murph loves him some Dragon Kid. Who else?
I honestly, in Daya, I really liked his mask, but also
Daya's mask was really cool.
I really like Nozawa's mask that he wears to the ring. Like Nozawa, I remember when he did the Perostome All Day Japón, him and Kotaro both had these cool masks. I really enjoyed that, to think of, more recent ones.
A couple modern ones for me would be, and then I cut you off, Jamie, would be Black Taurus. I'm a huge fan of Black Taurus, just Taurus, right? In whatever he does. And I think he's got such a unique look. And Alpha Wolf, I think, has a super cool look and mask. He was Hijo del Canis Lupus beforehand, and then he sort of reinvented himself as Alpha Wolf, which I think was for the better. He's super distinctive look now, so I enjoy that quite a bit. Jamie, what about you?
Yeah, Black Taurus was a great shout. I was going to say Black Taurus. I think two New Japan shouts. I think Bushi always has a great entrance mask. He mixes it up a lot. And then El Desperado, I'm a big fan of, especially when he mixes it up with the, sometimes the all white, the black and white, But yeah, I mean, we could list these off for
we could literally keep going forever.
Hey, and another one coming into Noah, Dralistico. That guy's got some masks. Yeah. He's got some great masks, and he's coming to Noah, so that's someone to keep eyes on and keep out. And then just another shout out to another luchador that's a lot of time and a lot of work in his craft, Lince Dorado. I've never met the man in person yet. I've only heard good things about him, but I see that man always grinding on his gear, always coming up with some new stuff. To shout out for Lince Dorado, I see those masks, and when you want to make a bet, I'm always ready to make a bet.
I'm going to I put up Lexi's super chat here really quick, but I'm going to pause on that just for a sec, Lexi. I want to talk about Dralistico coming in soon. Like that's so exciting. In like 3 weeks, he's coming to Noah. And who's his day? Oh, it's against Katoge, right? I assume you want to work Dralistico at some point. Get some experience against one of the hottest young luchadors out there.
Hey, he wants to take bets. I don't turn down bets. I'm a gambler. I sit at the tables of all games. So bring as many bets. You want to go all in. You want to put whatever you want to put on that bet.
I love it.
I'd like to see it.
Oh, are you kidding me? I'd love to see Dralistico versus Ninja Mack. That'd be crazy. I'd be fine seeing Dralistico versus Kamikaze in Mexico. That'd be fine by me too. That'd be great.
I can't wait for Japan to allow me to unleash my my Kamikaze character here. I'm very excited when that moment happens, but I got to be good for now and stay as Ninja Mack.
Well, speaking of the more lucha-focused part of your career, right? Obviously, being from Texas, you have local wrestling, all that type of stuff, and you've worked with so many great luchadors from Texas, from Mexico, right? All these places. Lexi, part of the Wrestle Purists family, one of our most loyal viewers as well. $4.99 super chat. Dumb Guy Live is the best podcast out. Heart, super happy to have Ninja Mack represent Texas on an international level. So what's it been like to represent specifically where you're coming from, right? With your beginnings, sort of with the, you're from America, obviously, but such a deeply entrenched lucha influence as well. So how's it been like that to bring that to other parts of America and then Japan?
Just coming out of Houston and then starting with Booker T, when you think Houston, you think Paul Bosch as a promoter, as the biggest wrestler out of Houston. You're looking at Booker T. Houston does Undertaker, I believe. Mark Calloway comes out of Houston, but he wasn't very representative of Houston and Texas from what I was seeing, or maybe he wasn't as loud as Booker T was. So when I think of Houston, Texas, Booker T's got the key to Houston. So to come out of that and then see who else after Booker T has really came out of Texas and that Houston scene. I've been very fortunate to really put Houston on the map. Local wrestling blew up to where we got so many promotions running out of the arena we ran at, to where we helped promotions grow, not just help ourselves and our own promotions. There's now 8, 10, 12 promotions running out of that same Houston arena we used to run at. And then just thinking, there's so many influential people out of Texas. So for my name to be mentioned coming out of Texas, representing at such a high level internationally, is an honor and much respect. You can throw me up there. Thunder Rosa represents a lot of Texas, and that's a huge name out of Texas. She's everywhere, but she does say she's out of Texas representing. So to even be thrown around with her name, I've heard, is such an honor. And I love the shout out to you, Thunder. Huge fan.
Lexi followed up, shout out to New Texas Pro and Local Wrestling for Real. Lexi supports indies in Texas, so I know she supports everything that you're doing.
Hey, just a little insight, New Texas Pro that is running out of Houston Arena, that Mr. Kiefer Bartek runs New Texas Pro. Old friend of mine. I don't know if we're very close friends right now. Kind of him, New Texas Pro versus our rivalry coming into my local promotion while I've been in Japan. So I see you, Kiefer Bartek. But there was one point where me and Kiefer at Booker T's came into a little group together and were tagged with under the name Legion. That was many years ago. But I see you, Kiefer Bartek. I don't forget anything, and I don't forget what you did to Loco. I've been in Japan, so.
Nice. I love it. Okay, we got another super chat here. We got Far. Were you going to say something, Murph?
Just we'll read Far's super chat.
You got it. Far, our most loyal super chatter. One opponent, Ninja, you would love to face before the end of the year. So obviously we're early in the year. So in the next 12 months, Dumb Guy Live is goated for this. Thank you so much, Far. Ninja, one opponent you'd love to face before the end of the year.
Is this strictly to Noah, or is this worldwide?
My guess is it's worldwide. I think we'd be fine with both answers, like just Noah and then a worldwide answer. Brian Cage. One
rematch.
I I want to get I want revenge on Brian Cage. I got my ass whooped by Brian Cage. I don't forget the moment when I got my ass whooped. It was my debut on national TV in America. Held off on being on TV. And then for the Ring of Honor show, they switched with AEW management, and they didn't even tell me my opponent until I'm walking out to the ring. Hey, that guy over there is going to be your opponent. Oh, great. The guy's 100 pounds than me.
How are you going to scout that? That's not fair.
Yeah, not going to scout that. I was not prepared. I tried to early advantage and get a dive in and take advantage. The guy fucking caught me in midair and slammed me on the side of the apron to start the match. So if I had one opponent I want to pick before the end of the year, I don't even know if it's possible. I don't know what his contract looks like, and I don't even know if that's even relative. But I want revenge on Brian Cage.
I bet you could do that match and hopefully you're still here. I bet you could do that match in Warrior. Both of you guys have worked Warrior before, and I bet it'd be possible. Ninja, I'm not sure if we still have you. Meantime, Murph and Jamie, was that match between Ninja and Brian Cage not like one of the most spectacular, squash matches like in the last few years?
No, it was great.
It was so good, dude. And then you guys like the spin kick.
You broke up a little bit on me. This Japan.
You're good.
Right.
So go ahead with your Japan pick here.
Marufuji would be my Japan pick, out of respect, because one, such an icon for him to bring me in. Obviously, he gave me the permission to work here. He's someone I've watched growing up, and a lot of his skill set is something I've adapted in my own style. And it's kind of are you ready to take on the master as a younger wrestler? And that I love the challenges. I'm not the favorite in the bet, but be able to be in the ring with him is going to help me grow and will help me get better. And that's what I'm always looking forward to, just trying to grow and get better.
I love it. He's got a lot to teach people. He's got about as much experience as anybody in Japan. That'd be sick.
Oh, yeah.
We have yet another super chat. This is from Regal. Regal's an extremely loyal viewer. And Regal, on a personal note, thank you for changing your avatar before I put this on there. Ninja Mack, honored to have you on Dumb Guy Live, straight from the crypt with our host Parker, the LeBron James of Wrestle Purists. I guess I'm the LeBron James of Wrestle Purists. I don't know what that makes you, Ninja, but $4.99 from Regal. Just thanking you for being here.
Hey, I appreciate y'all, and if y'all haven't done so, go press that subscribe button to Dumb Guy Live. Everyone go get subscribed up, lock it up. That's how we all make our livings, guys. Make big bets on them. Good podcast.
Well, you're too kind. We love having you here. I want to turn it over. I've been asking a ton of questions. Jamie, Murph, what else do you guys want to know?
I was gonna ask about the Brian and Cage experience, but you went on that yourself. So you've done a lot of work in, we're gonna shift away from, you've done some work in AAA, over the years, and you've done some work all over, North America at this point. Have you talked to AAA recently? Because no one in AAA, historically have had a connection in AAA. You worked there once last year, I believe. Have you talked to AAA for when you're in North America to work there again?
On and off, talking to Conan and Hugo, I'm always in connection with them. They were great to me. I love going out to AAA. I had no waiting for me. Like I said, AAA wanted me, which was wonderful to hear. And for them to bring me in on that one-off was amazing. Shout out to Conan, who helped me get a lot of my new gear set up when I first came through with Ninja Mack and Kamikaze character. Can't thank them for what they did, and I don't see why not working towards AAA in the future. Just at the time when they wanted to bring me in, I had my mind set on going to Japan already, and I was waiting for the pandemic to kind of go, and it wasn't too much longer. So it's something I couldn't really work towards going forwards. But maybe right now, if there's ever a collab, or even if, like I say, contract expire and we find out what's going to happen, I don't see why not. They're great to me. I hope I did great business with them. So I thank AAA. They were great. Conan was great. Hugo was great. And man, all those competitors, they're some of the best wrestlers in the world at AAA. So
So I'm curious, talking about AAA for a little bit. You had the kamikaze character down there. Now, I was not aware there was like lore behind this character. I just thought it was your Mexico, your AAA gimmick. So what's the delineation there between Ninja Mack and when it levels over into kamikaze territory?
So just I believe the reason why I didn't do the ninja character one, they had the ninja name already locked up to where I was able to use the name Ninja. In Texas, the Ninja Mac and Kamikaze, I don't know how much y'all are into anime, but I'm a huge anime fan. Dude, I anime all out all day. And I never was happy just doing one match a show. Maybe that's just my
Really?
pride and
I love
respect,
that.
but I wanted to work more. I wasn't going to get better doing one match a show twice a week. So for me to get twice as good, 3 times as good, I found it to work two matches a show. So Ninja Mag, maybe it's a personality split. But Ninja Mag was my good character and my face character, and Kamikaze kind of evolved into my heel, and I was able to work 2 different styles. And like I said, maybe it's just my personality, but man, my emotions will flip on a whim. Like if I didn't have a good match as a face, I was fucking pissed off, and I wanted to go fucking beat the fuck out of someone later that day. So being a heel character later in the match worked really well. So and like I said, I wanted to. I was tired of small pay. So if you're not going to pay more per match, pay me twice for 2 matches because they're going to be good. And then as I got better, well, twice for 2 really good matches. So it was just a way that I found to work twice a show.
I love that. That's great. I had no idea. I think that's so fun. Jamie, what else?
I would say just kind of, and also I'm very calculated. I don't just wrestle. I do actually professional gambling. I like to gamble. I bet on some sports, bet on blackjack, roulette. When you look at a gambling table, black and red are your primary colors. So when you look at the Ninja Mac character, I wear black as Ninja Mac, but when I wear my red, it's more kamikaze. And then relating from gambling, I'm always making big bets. Or if you think about anime, easiest way to Vegeta Goku, you got Naruto Sasuke, you got in Bleach, you got, like I said, his character splits. So it was, you see that a lot in animes where you have your good guy, bad guy, or you have your 2 good guys. One's going to evil route, one's going to a good route. So that was my whole ideology behind that character's personality split.
I got to be honest. I know Dante's leaving. Maybe somebody else in the division can do this. I kind of want somebody to keep jumping you in Noah, no offense. And then I want you to come out and I want you to snap a la Kishin Liger or someone like that. I need you to come out as kamikaze and just destroy some people.
And I'm waiting for the permission. I'm waiting.
There we go. So Jamie, what else do you want to know?
Yeah, so we touched on the Brian Cage match, obviously in Supercard of Honor last year. We've seen that door open, just a few days ago, with All Elite Wrestling. Darby Allin and Sting coming over to Noah. Is that something you possibly be interested in? Obviously, you're locked in with Noah at the moment, but I don't see why a little agreement could be worked out. Is there anyone there that you'd like to match up against, other than Brian Cage?
I mean, a shout out to Darby, but I'd love to go toe to toe with Darby. I was able to watch him firsthand, and I'd love to make big bets. Ray Phoenix, that man, Ray Penta.
Mm-hmm.
I had an encounter with the young Darius Martin. I don't want to say his name wrong. Young tag teams. I liked a rematch on an AEW show instead of a House Indie show. But at the same time, I'm a very salty and focused person. And if AEW was ever interested, we're going to talk about that revenge on Brian Cage before I'm willing to work a lot of other people. So I don't have any things. But I would say if I was one person to really isolate them, Brian Danielson. Daniel Bryan, whatever he wants to go by now. You know, path he took, he went through Noah, he went through his indie scenes, and for him, it was to watch him do what he did was a big decision coming to Noah compared to my other options. If I was to pick a high level boss and a high level opponent, that'd be my choice.
Okay, I love it. Danielson, all the luchadors in the company, Darby. I would love to see Darby versus Ninja Mack. I think that'd be awesome. It'd be
a train wreck in the nicest way possible. You know, it'd just be.
You're two of the most spectacular wrestlers in the world in terms of what you can do, and just like in terms of literally like pure spectacle. And so I think that would be just a ton of fun. Just a ton of fun. We were talking about before you you cut out for a moment how the Brian Cage match at Ring of Honor was so entertaining for how short it was and so much of a sprint it was. Like, you come in and don't you like jump in before the bell a little bit, and then you're able to just a picture perfect of your like tornado kick where you do a spin, like a running spin, right? It's just so entertaining.
I've been told that for it being a squash match, it's a very entertaining squash match. Me, I got my ass whooped by a giant man, and I've nothing but trained to get bigger and bigger to be ready for it. Because I am coming. If I don't get him at AEW, Brian Cage, I'm coming for you on the indie scene. It'll be GCW, it'll be Loco, it'll be VXS. I will get my revenge, and I hope you're ready for it.
I have it marked down. I'm betting on you this time. I'm going to make a bet, and I'm going to bet on the Ninja next time. It's going to be great.
Ninja, I would have to ask you just one last question before if we want to wrap this up or not. But I'd like to ask, you've been in Japan for a while now, and a big part of Japanese culture is gaijins will be able to sorry, excuse me, gaijins will be take out for sponsor dinners, and sponsors will take people out, and you will it gives you a sense of what to do in Japan. Have you had sponsor dinners, and have you had that gaijin experience in your months in Japan?
Yeah, my first tour here was for a month, and I went out on a sponsor dinner every day for that first month. And even every day, it was 20 days in a row I got taken out to dinner, which was great. Because one, like they show you the sea, the time. But I mean, like I said, if you can communicate with them and if you're a good time, they're gonna want to take you out more. If they're only taking you out one time, you're only gonna get so much. Shout out to a lot of the sponsors. They're big name sponsors, and even when some of them came to America, I was willing to take them out when they came over. So there's a little back and forth there. Even now, last week I went to a sponsor dinner, so it's still happening. It wasn't just like a first month thing. It happens pretty frequently, and I appreciate the Japanese fans and the culture. It was very opening. Coming from that indie scene, GCW, which I love the GCW fans because they help me make money on merch. But it was that different respect when they take you out to dinner. They want to take you out to Any World. They'll take you out to the big Gundams. They don't want to just buy dinner and have your time for 30 minutes. They want to show you the city. They want to take the time with you. But I think that's also just the culture we live in compared to Japan versus America.
Mm-hmm. Well, Ninja, we so appreciate you being here, taking the time to do this. I'll turn it over to you to plug some things, but I just want to reemphasize, subscribe to Wrestle Universe. That's where you're going to see the most Ninja Mack out there possible. He's on just about every Noah show. He's always stealing the show. It's been great, right? You're going to be there through at least May, and then we'll see what happens after that down the road. But Ninja, what do you want to plug? What's important to you? What do you want us to shout out there?
Well, shout out one to the great Muta. Tokyo Dome, his final show, his final match. This whole year is really leading up to this moment. So if y'all haven't, go subscribe to Wrestle Universe. You can watch that match at Tokyo Dome. Subscribe to Pro Wrestling Noah on Twitter and Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, all their channels. And you can go subscribe to Ninja Mack on all the channels. Pretty easy to follow all that. But man, it's the Bye Bye Muto run, everything right now happening with him leading all these shows and then being able to be at these big arenas is a level to work towards. Like, to see all his hard work paying off. So to plug in Muto, man, if y'all haven't kept up with him or followed his career, it's going to be the end of something very special in the next month. So plug him as much as y'all can. That's going to be a big miss when we lose him.
Well, in just a moment, we're going to be reviewing the Muta show from this weekend, the Great Muta Final Bye. We're also going to be reviewing Wrestle Kingdom 17 in Yokohama, the New Japan and Noah collab show. Ninja, if you want to stick around, you're completely welcome to. If not, take off, completely fine. But regardless, we've loved having you. Can I get 1 million people saying thank you in the chat, by the way, to Ninja Mack for taking the time to do this? And please subscribe to Wrestle Universe. All right?
Big bets. I appreciate y'all. I am gonna have to run because I got I help with the Young Boy Dojo training at 11, and it's about 10:20 here. And I got a good 2-mile jog there, so I'm gonna have to bail on y'all. I'm really sorry, but I appreciate y'all's time today. Thank y'all. And make big bets.
Will do. Thank you, Ninja. Say hi to Yasutaka Yano for me, and we'll see you next time.
Hey, y'all be safe. Review shows. Thank you.
What a great guy.
Yeah. What a sweet guy. And look at all these thank yous. We got from Johnny and Far and Mando and Kais and Alexi. Thank you, everybody. And Monty's gonna make a bet. Monty's gonna make a bet. All right. No, seriously.
I'm willing to bet. I think 2023 is going to be a big year for Ninja Mack. I'm all in.
He was so knowledgeable. So a lot of times you talk to wrestlers and they're just like, they're kind of like marks for themselves or whatever. And it's like, he was so kind and he knew his stuff. It was so great. Oh, what a great time. Guys,
not peel back the curtain a little too much. We're going to have some more interviews on here. And,
yes.
it kind of sucks that our first interview was so good because now every interview, hopefully it goes up from here. But, Ninja Mack was so awesome that, that's probably, a tall task. So thank you, Ninja Mack. And, thank you for coming on.
All right. Shall we, guys, talk about should we talk about some New Japan and Noah Yokohama Arena from this weekend?
Shall we dance tonight? I
think we shall. Together. So, like we talked about last week, we were getting into the preview. Again, hey, I want to say I appreciate the people who sent us messages from last week about who sent us messages about how we handled the Jay Briscoe news, which we got live. Murph did an awesome job. He was kind of on the spot and he said some really, I thought, powerful things. And so it was just really nice to see the fans and the viewers let us know that we did okay on that. It was horribly sad. By the way, you guys, this is not Puro adjacent, but how fucking awesome is it that Mark Briscoe is going to get a match tomorrow?
Oh, I love it.
It made me so happy that he's going to get a match tomorrow, and he's just going to kill it because it's Mark Briscoe, and he will. And Jay Lethal is like the perfect guy to put him against, right? It's going to be so great. I'm so excited for the
the show. Reach for the Sky boy is gonna hit, and I'm just gonna be like kind of a mess. It's gonna be something. They're allowed to do tributes now. I don't know what that entails, but I feel like it was a week delayed, but I think tomorrow will be the tribute show that we all wanted to see last week, which is completely out of AEW's control. But I'm pretty sure that's gonna happen tomorrow.
And it was good. It was so good that Warner Brothers saw the error of their ways. I think they could have, obviously it was preposterous that they didn't, they weren't allowing any sort of Jay tribute or allowing Mark Briscoe to wrestle, but they could have easily stuck to their guns, swept it under the rug, and people would have stopped talking about it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But they revised it, and we're getting Mark Briscoe wrestling on TV a week after his brother's passing, and I'm going to be in shambles, but you just know he's going to kill it. And there's what better way to promote the legacy of Jay Briscoe than between his brother and between one of his strongest opponents. Can't think of much better. So I'm really looking forward to that. Let's talk New Japan and Noah, guys. It's going to be great. The big story, obviously, we thought was going to be LIJ versus Congo, right? It ended up being a fantastic, heated, no contest brawl between Kazuchika Okada and Kaito Kiyomiya. So essentially, like, this is not new. Everybody knows this at this point. It's a retelling of what was a shoot at the time. Akira Maeda coming in, it literally exactly as it was against Okada, shoot kicking Kichoshu in the face and leading to this all-out brawl. They did it to a T, identical this time. Oh, man, the brawl between Okada and Kiyomiya was so hot. It was just heated, and it was like, man, this is awesome. It was such a great time. Okada's out there throwing shoot strikes. He's beating the shit out of this Kiyomiya, but he's firing back. You know, he's not taking everything. He runs in with this crazy running drop kick when they get separated. They get separated, and then they break apart to fight like 3 times. And then they go on the mic. It leads to a no contest, and Kiyomiya's like, fight me. And Okada's like, I'll fight you anytime, bro. I'll fight you right now. It was so sick. It was one of the best angles in Japanese wrestling in years, I would say. Murph, what do you think about this?
Where do I start? I mean, you know, I don't know if you guys agree, but, you know, people have been saying Okada hasn't been showing passion. And I don't think that's Okada's fault, because Okada hasn't really been doing anything, you know, exciting since he faced Ospreay. I mean, I don't think the Jay White feud was very. So I feel like that being dragging on for so long just gave people kind of a skewed perspective. But oh my God, I mean, this is the most exciting Okada like feud since I think Kenny. Like, you know, there's actual, like, I love interpromotional battles in Japan. You know, we're actually getting some interpromotional hatred, and it's just tremendous. You know, they're going off, they're going crazy, and, you know, I don't know how they're gonna deal with the finish of that match. You know, it's either gonna be an Okada win or a draw, no contest, or some kind. I hope that it's an Okada win just so we can get a real finish to it. But I would understand if they did the no contest for political reasons. But just to have that match in the Tokyo Dome, Wrestle Kingdom was good, but I have so much high expectations for this this Muta show. I'm so excited. It's gonna be a hell of a night for Japanese wrestling.
Hey, are we even gonna get that match? Okada said he's not fucking doing it.
That's right. He's like, no, the Office made it, but I didn't agree to it, and I'm Okada.
They didn't speak to him about that match. He's not showing up.
It's not happening. I'm not sure.
I've seen a few people speculating. I'm not sure whether this is the route they're going to go, but some people are saying that Kiyomiya is going to get involved in this Shingo Takagi match or something like that. You know.
Well, see, that's what I think there's a non-zero chance that this is somehow not champion versus champion. Like, either Okada could lose to Shingo. Well, literally, yes. Like, yes. Jack Morris, they're pushing like crazy. Jack Morris has beaten Kiyomiya clean. He's undefeated in his last 10 matches. They love the good-looking guy stable.
There's no way.
It's Noah, dude. Noah will do anything. And you know what I mean? I don't know. I legitimately think it's possible that
you see Shingo's my favorite, so I want Shingo to win, like in every match. You know, like when Shingo's going for the title, but it has to be Jay. Like I would be downright shocked if it wasn't champion versus champion. I mean, yeah. I think Jack Morris, you know, is being pushed, the good-looking guys, but I can't see Jack Morris's, you know, the GHC champion going in. Like I just can't see it personally. I don't.
We'll see. I think regardless, the angle that set it up is just spectacular. It was so entertaining. It was awesome. Hot. The crowd was going crazy.
Unreal.
It was just like thrilling. It was like I was like jumping out of my seat. I was just having a great time watching.
Unreal.
It. And then we got some really good wrestling matches on the show too. As expected, the top 2 matches were the best on the show. There was in the main event, it was Tetsuya Naito defeating Keno. Murph was correct on that one. Good job, Murph. The reason because we knew it was going to be New Japan winning the like 5-match series, but I don't think any of us thought that fucking Manabu Soya was going to beat Sonata in that match. Did you guys think that?
I didn't, but now that like Manabu Soya is like challenging for El Hijo, like it makes sense. But like
even when he was like already lined up, and I mentioned that on the pod last week, and I was like, I don't think that he's fucking beating Sonata. But they are leaning into the Sonata story today. It was like Shota Umino pinned Sonata in the main event of Korakuen Hall with the shift. And so they're clearly going with a Sonata losing streak type deal. In any case, back to Naito versus Keno. I thought this match was great. There were some people that were like kind of down on it, and I guess it wasn't like if you idealized a Naito versus Keno match, I wouldn't say this is like the best possible match they could have had together. It was a long show and a lot of stuff happened on it. With that being said, I thought this match was spectacular. I thought this match was great.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Mm-hmm.
I have to say that I preferred the Katsuhiko Nakajima match. You know, I think
I agree.
The Shingo, I think that was a better match, but you know, Keno versus Naito was, you know, a no-poke match.
Yeah. I thought Shingo versus Nakajima was just a more telling matchup, right? Nakajima has that literally one-of-a-kind aura around him. There's nobody else in wrestling who brings the same, who evokes
something out.
Well
I love when they do Showtime.
Okay, cool. There's been I mean, he seriously does. He's like completely unique in the world of wrestling. And then Shingo, it as they come, right? So you knew this match was going to be great, and I would say this match absolutely lived up to expectations. This match was fantastic. I could not believe that they let Shingo kick out of the fucking brainbuster. I did not think that was going to happen. And then, you know, Nakajima does the like essentially the inside cradle like pin, grapevines the leg and then like rolls him up super tight on the pin like he does when he wins with the brainbuster. I was like, oh my god, Nakajima's going to beat fucking Shingo. But that did not happen. Shingo did kick out and win with the Last of the Dragon. But that match was great. That match was great too.
Yeah.
I think that's all the noteworthy stuff from that show. I mean, El Desperado versus Yohei was also good to me. But
Desperado versus Yohei was good. I thought Hiromu versus Hajime Ohara was good as well. But aside from that,
talk about that scumbag.
Well, after the main event, we got the setup for Keiji Mutoh's
right
final match. You know, that was a big...
Yep. Muto comes out and he's like, Naito, you're going to be my last match. Do you accept? And Naito immediately is like, yes, I accept. I wonder if they planned that out. I mean, they had to have, but like, there's always some things in wrestling where they try to get, you know, Muto's such a goofball that I feel like it's plausible that they didn't tell him that this was going to happen, Naito, and that they just brought him out. So
I was not expecting Naito. I was not. I didn't even think about it. I
wasn't either. It doesn't really make sense, but that's okay.
I thought it was
Naito.
Going into the show, I thought Sonata. That was my final guess.
I wanted it to be Sonata. Frankly, he who like loves and cares about Muto the most out of like anybody out there. But
I understand that Muto Sonata doesn't sell as many tickets as
Sonata
Naito.
does not fucking sell out the Tokyo Dome, probably, right? Even if it's in Muto's last match. So Naito is a better opponent there. I actually thought it was going to be Okada. I thought it was going to be Okada.
Yeah, I think a lot of people did, but obviously he mentioned a while ago that it would be someone he hasn't faced before, or whether like
when he said it was someone before he said that, I thought it was 100% Hiroshi Haas. I thought it was like,
oh my god.
Well, before he said that, I thought Hiroshi Haas was Scarecrow. You know, pull up Scarecrow's comment real quick. I think everyone would like to face The Rock. So you know, and I love Fumi, but Fumi's kind of a waffler. So you know, Fumi just says shit. So I mean, let's be real here.
Yeah. So yes, definitely set that up. I thought this show, I would say it was about as like, obviously I think the angle between Okada and Kiyomiya is better than anything they did last year on the, Yoka on the New Japan and Noah joint show. But I do think wrestling wise, the undercard was way better, and then the top matches I would say were comparably good compared to the big tag matches last year. So yeah, great show. Then we had the next night we had final Keiji Mutoh. We had the final, Great Muta match. Final bye. Muta teamed with Sting, and Darby Allin, and took on Hakushi, Jinsei Shinzaki, Akira, and Naomichi Marufuji. I thought this match was so entertaining, but beyond the match, and Murphy will agree with me here, just the style of the whole thing and the entrances and all
Big
that. It
fight
was so
feel.
great.
The entrances probably were like 25 minutes, give or take. And it was every bit of the 25 minutes was just so enjoyable. I mean, you had I think the first entrance was Marufuji, where he came out with that ridiculous face paint. He looked, ridiculous. Then you had Hakushi, who always has ridiculous entrances. He came out with, in the full garb. Then you have Akira, who looks crazy in his entrance.
Akira's might have been my favorite out of everybody. Although it was just surreal seeing actually Darby with his awesome theme and skateboarding down and with the bye-bye on the
Yokohama Arena. I mean, that's what a match for Darby Allin. Darby Allin in 2018. I mean,
what a great venue.
It's such a nice story,
Yeah,
guys
we had
guys that are 5.
Great Kabuki
guys that are
it's
true.
Yeah,
guys that are 5'8", guys that are 5'8", 5'8" at most, a buck 40. They're not really meant to be in these kind of situations, historically. And Darby somehow has, become this guy who's arguably a top 10 star in AW, and now, I hope that New Japan saw this. But all the people saying he should be in Super Juniors, I disagree.
He's bigger than Super Juniors.
He's too big. He's too big for AEW. Like AEW isn't going to put a push star in the Super Juniors. Like that's
he's too big for Super Juniors. If he's going to do New Japan stuff, he should be Saber. He should be.
That's a New Japan Cup to me. He's a New Japan Cup guy to me. If you're going to do a tournament, but
And I'm sorry, bro. He should be beating fucking Goto and beating like all those like mid card guys who are a lot bigger, but. You know what I mean? Like he should beat fucking Tenzan, people like that. You know what I mean? So,
but then you had Sting's entrance where they played the WCW surfer music. Gave me like I was so happy to see that.
And they were throwing up those clips of Sting from forever ago.
They had the snow. They did the snow like in AW. They and then Muto's entrance. I actually prefer the other Muto Great Muta theme. The one that sounds like Hold Out, the one that sounds like Triumph, but this one, this is the classic one, and Muto came out, and it was just I preferred this as a match. I think Muta Nakamura had I feel like that was just a better main event, but this was just like a more fun match. Like I don't know how to describe that, but I think both were so great, and
they were both. I thought they were both great. I actually thought the Nakamura match was, I would say, slightly better. But I mean, Hakushi was just so great in this match, and it's like Darby's fucking out there, and Sting's out there, and gosh, and Marufuji, it's awesome. And you got Sting no selling Marufuji chops, and it's like
awesome,
bro.
Those Marufuji chops hurt. Like everyone in the business
hurt like shit, and he's like, "What?
Slashes
do it again."
Yeah, he's a badass.
It was great. Man. All right, so that was obviously the big thing. Really, not much to talk about for the rest of the show. I thought the semi-main was good. It was like all the big heavyweight stars, right? So that was.
I really liked Sakuraba and Suzuki. I know Parker definitely did not, but I thought it was a lot of fun. That's.
I just don't fucking enjoy shoot style. It's very.
But I'd also like to talk about Jungle Kiona and Sari Anu versus defeated Mayuki and Samir Natsu, and that the four of them, in a bigger crowd than Stardom's ever been in front of. So, Ice Ribbon.
That's right. The Ice Cross Infinity Championship was, in fact, represented on the final Great Muto of all time. And
then they say after the match they won a GHC women's title, J. Rossi Ogawa. What do you think of that? Little competition, the IWGP women's title.
Hey man, I may be the resident Stardom guy over here, but I'm for all Joshi wrestling. If they want to make a GHC Women's Championship, that's more tremendous Joshi wrestling for me to watch. I'm all for it. And we had 4 tremendous Joshi wrestlers in this. So, I think if you're getting women like that in, you can have a great division to go there. So I did see a lot of star drones, as I'll call them, on the Twitter. Pushing for the signing of Suri Anu after this match. We don't have to sign every good Joshi, she's doing good and Ice Ribbon, you know. But yeah, I'd love a GHC Women's Championship. You know, we can get more of these big time Joshi matches on these huge shows. Then yeah, I'm all for it.
Yeah, I guess in 2023, I don't understand why there's not like a Joshi offer match on like so many of these good shows. You know, these big shows. You know what I mean? Like they're just like there's obviously a clear fan base for it. Yeah, I don't know. Like why isn't why? Yeah.
Please correct me if I'm wrong. So Natsu and Mayuki are nomads, correct? In the groups?
Yes.
Because I know there's nomads, colors, and prominence.
Yukihi isn't really. Yukihi has done stuff with nomads, but is she like one of the? Because she is, isn't she? Yeah, it's her, Yamashita, Sumire, and Takase, I think. So yeah. I think that's nomad.
Thank you for correcting me. Thank you.
Yeah, it's all fucking Joshi indie shitter bullshit. Who cares? Except Ice Ribbon. That's important. So yeah, that's the big stuff from this past weekend. Oh, actually, I have one more thing I'd like to bring up, and it's not the New Japan show. There was technically New Beginning in Nagoya with the very odd Shingo versus Grado martial arts match. That was very weird. Did you guys watch that?
I don't care about that gimmick belt. I really don't give a shit.
Weird as fuck. It was like Okada was like showing feet, and then they were in gis, and then like there was interference. Like Ospreay did a fucking Oscutter, and then he was doing like sequences with Shingo out of their Best of their Super Junior final match.
I care so little about Okan. Like I get. I think
he kind of fucking sucks. If I'm being honest,
funny,
I do not like Okan.
He takes pictures with women. He's fucking.
Yeah, I do not enjoy him as a wrestler. I'm sorry to all the Okan stans out there. I do not think he's good to me. I like work rate action. I do not like. So he's a shooter, but he's also mystical. But he also cheats a lot. But he's also a colonizer. Except he's in Japan.
And he's
really
a pervert.
Good gimmick you got there. Good gimmick, bro.
And he's very perverted. Nice.
Yeah.
You know, he says weird things to Joshi wrestlers. You know, that's so awesome. You know,
I actually hate him now that I think about it. Anyway, let's move on.
All Japan.
I think this match is better than Ospreay Naito. I'm gonna go or Ospreay Omega. I'm just gonna go ahead and say that.
I would not say that, but it was very good.
I think this is the match of the year so far. At Korakuen Hall in the main event, it was Kento Miyahara and Takuya Nomura for All Japan New Year Giant Series, Day 5. Defending and losing the titles against Yuma Aoyagi and Naoya Nomura for the championships. I thought this match was a fucking classic, instant classic, 22, 23 minutes of non-stop action. It's like, you know how every couple of years a BJW match or a 0-1 tag match, it's like a ton of hype behind it, just like an insane amount of hype. It's got that style. It's got that amount of nonstop energy, work rate, just shit happening, awesome work. And then you compound it with the fact that Kento fucking Miyahara is in the match, just the most charismatic guy in the world. And you have all the shared history of the four men in the match with Kento and Nomura, Takuya being tag champs, but having faced each other for the Triple Crown just 3 weeks earlier. And then there's Kento and Yuma, who were closest friends and tag champs together at one point. Kento, Yuma, and Naoya Nomura were once a part of the future four pillars of All Japan alongside Jake Lee. Jake Lee's gone. It's just them left.
Good-looking
Nomura
guy.
Was gone forever. He's back now. And so, man, just like so much awesome. Oh, and not only that, Kento's going to defend the Triple Crown against Yuma in 2 weeks. So there was just so much to like about this match. Scarecrow, yes, the blackout knee is better than the V trigger in my opinion. I do genuinely think that to be true. I think it's awesome. But I thought this match was like, I don't like throw out star ratings on here. Like if you want star ratings, you can go to my pinned tweet and you can go to the spreadsheet. But I thought this match was instant 5 stars upon watching it. And I don't just throw out 5 stars like all the time. It was the best All Japan match in years. I would say in at least 5 years, maybe further. It's currently one of the 10 highest rated All Japan matches on Cage Match ever, which is including the four Builders era, every Kobashi, Misawa, Taue, Kawada, all those people, Akiyama, right? Suwama, everybody in the 21st century, Muto, right? All those people. This is among the very best. I thought this match was so good. Jamie, were you able to watch this?
I did. You talk about star ratings. I gave it a 5.5 because fuck the scale.
5.5.
I loved it. Yeah, it was just like constant non-stop. I loved the closing stretch. I was just like, buying every near fall. I loved it. And you say about being up there in the rankings of the All Japan, best matches rated on Cage Match and stuff. Yeah, that's pretty high bar, right? But it deserves to be up there because this was incredible. And I implore anyone who's not checked that out yet to definitely go and give that a watch.
So yeah, I seriously can't put that match over enough. It was just so good.
Tremendous.
I've been number one All Japan defender over the last couple of years. I've been number one Kento Miyahara defender over the last couple of years. And if you watch the shows, you know how fucking good Kento Miyahara is, and you know how good All Japan can be. But to have it this good to this extent is very vindicating as a fan. It's not just me. It's not like Ice Ribbon last year, where I had a couple Ice Ribbon matches in my top 10 of the year, including my match of the year, where frankly, not many people are going to have those matches in their top. This All Japan match, I could easily see, when they do Voices of Wrestling poll next year, being in the top 10 of whatever it ends up being.
I wish it happened sooner into the year. I feel like it's going to get forgotten, sadly. I wish it happened in like June. If it was in June, I feel like. Because I
felt that way about Danielson versus Hangman 2 last year. It was the first item of the year.
Also, Okabayashi and Nomura at the first Big Japan Korakuen.
Oh, it was like January 1st. Yeah,
that was tremendous too.
So, in any case, incredible match, incredible wrestlers. I love All Japan. If you're not watching All Japan, you need to be watching fucking All Japan. Okay, I think that's going to wrap up our recaps. Next weekend, from what I can tell, is pretty light in wrestling in Japan. There is a DDT Korakuen that's going to be main evented by Kazusada Higuchi versus Yuji Hino for the KOD Openweight Championship. Really looking forward to that match. We have not seen this match for the title before, and I think both wrestlers are awesome. So really looking forward to that one. Don't think we're going to get a title change though.
I don't think so either.
And then so that's gonna do it for our preview section. Murph, you say you have a game you'd like to play.
Yes.
What game is this?
I have a Japanese pro wrestling game. It is called Guess the Missing Man. I'm going to read off some matches from over the years in Japanese wrestling, and they're going to be tag matches or singles matches, and I'll give you the background, and you have to guess, one of you, and it's a game with Jamie or Parker. You have to guess the missing man.
Got it. I'm in. I will destroy you, Jamie.
You will. This is not my bag. I'm not a good historian.
Okay. The first match was on August 12th, 2017 in Ryogoku Sumo Hall at the final night. Sorry, the second to final night of the G1 Climax tournament.
Okay.
It was a 10-man tag team match, and here are the teams. The Bullet Club team of Bad Luck Fale, Cody, Hangman Page, Matt Jackson, and Nick Jackson versus Hanson, Ray Rowe, Ricochet, Ryusuke Taguchi, and who?
Oh damn! I was gonna as soon as you said the War Raiders, I was like, oh, Ricochet, and then as soon as you said Ricochet, I was like, oh, Taguchi. Is it Tanahashi? That would be my guess. Is Tanahashi or Finley? That's okay. My guess is it's.
Would you like any? I'll give a hint if you if you don't need it.
Jamie, can you think of anybody?
I don't know. I don't know. Juice Robinson, maybe.
Juice is not a bad shout.
This person was.
Is it Billy Gunn?
No. This person was the winner of the 2017 Young Lion Cup.
Oh, Kitamura, whatever his name was.
It was the late great Katsuya Kitamura. R.I.P.
Katsuya Kitamura. Wow, I would not have guessed that. I was thinking I was in my Taguchi Japan era. I bet the match was good, by the way.
It was a very good match. It was actually one of my favorite matches of that year. And to talk about that match, it was it was Kitamura's big match, and I really wish that that went perfectly. So we're on to our next match. This match was on an episode of Dragon Gate Prime Zone, which was a streaming only show put on by the Lek Corporation before the pandemic. So this was on February 14th, 2019, in Kobe Lapis Hall, in front of 79 people. It is the Natural Vibes team of Genki Horiguchi and Keiji versus UT and who?
Versus UT and who?
And Jamie, don't you wait. There's going to be a stardom match in the next one.
Was UT in Tribe Vanguard at the time?
Maybe not.
Who the fuck? Well, obviously, I think Yamato. But there's so many fucking people in. Was that it?
Parker has guessed it on the first try. It was Yamato.
But obviously, that classic UT and Yamato tag team that we all know and love against fucking Keiji and Genki. Oh my gosh.
Okay.
And the bald man.
This is a stardom match, so please be ready for this one.
Very Apache.
I can't believe I pulled this one out of my ass. This was an elimination match.
Bobby Tyler.
In 2018, on May 3rd, 2018, in Shinkiba, in front of 305 people.
Oh, there was probably a title match on that show. Was there a Wonder of Stardom title match on that show?
There was not.
Okay.
So it's an elimination tag team match, and it is the Queen's Quest team of Azumi, B. Priestley, Io Shirai, Konami, and Momo Watanabe versus Hana Kimura, Hazuki, Kagetsu, Samir Natsu, and who?
Okay, so it's obviously Oedo Tai.
You're never gonna get this one.
What was the date again? What year?
May 3rd, 2018.
Okay, it was limited. Was this the main event?
Main event of the show.
Wait, Oedo Tai. Who the fuck?
Wait, read off the Oedo Tai team again.
Kimura, Hazuki, Kagetsu, Natsu, and who?
Fucking.
It wasn't Tam.
It wasn't like Session Moth, was it? Wait a minute. Was it Brandy?
Oh.
You got it.
Randy Rhodes.
Randy Rhodes in the main event of Shinkiba First Ring. That's so insane.
My favorite Oedo Tai member. How could I possibly?
It was Brandy Rhodes.
What the fuck?
I've tried to erase that one out of my memory. You see.
So I've just clicked on the show. Martina was in the previous match.
Against
Chardonnay. European rounds match against Chardonnay.
Martina.
What the fuck?
Oh my god.
What a shitter show.
I can't. I don't even have words to describe how
Shiki Shibusawa was on this show. Was Mary Apache on this show? She was. God, there were so many fucking shitters on this show.
That was Prime
Candy Floss.
Yes, Prime Star.
Does Candy Floss even still wrestle? No, Candy Floss hasn't wrestled since August 2019. What is this?
Okay. Now, I think this is going to be the penultimate guessing game before we go to the Beast of the Week. Okay.
Penultimate.
We are now moving on. Second to last. I said penultimate.
So we're doing two more.
Yeah, we're after this one more. This is the second to last one.
Okay.
Okay. This was. Sorry, it messed up. This was on the Noah Meat Comprehensive Entertainment Muscle Feast show in September 29th of 2019 in Kanosu, which I didn't even know was a city. It is the team of Junta Miyawaki. Sorry, scratch that. Yes. The team of Junta Miyawaki and Shuhei Taniguchi versus Muhammad Yone and
Akitoshi Saito.
Ah.
Masao Inoue.
Ah.
What the fuck? Who the fuck?
What year was this? Say again.
Quiet Storm.
2019. Bang. Got it again.
Boom.
Quiet Storm.
Because he had that shitter run with fucking Yone.
Okay.
Wrestling's bad.
Now the final one. It is a DDT match. We're gonna go into DDT for the last one. This match was okay. I got it. This was at the Dio Grand Prix 2019 in Osaka, but it was on December 8th. Fuck.
You're too predictable, Merv. People don't know that though. People don't know that he was in a Dio Grand Prix.
Okay, I got to do a different one now. Oh my god,
I'm too good. I know too much fucking shitter wrestling knowledge that doesn't make any sense. I could have been so great. I could have done so many great things with my life, but I decided to be on Cage Match.
Okay, I have to do one last one, I guess. Okay, this is another DDT match.
RSP.
June 26, 2018. At the DDT Live Manji Manji #9 at Shinkiba First Ring. The following match is a 3-way tag team match. Sammy Guevara and Shigeru Irie versus Aaron Anders and Antonio Honda.
Aaron Anders
versus Harashima and Who.
What?
I got him.
I've not seen it.
Keisuke Ishii. Toru Owashi.
I'll give you a hint. This person now wrestles regularly in the Tenryu Project.
Tenryu Project.
In Dotonbori Pro.
Mizuki Watase.
I don't fucking know who wrestles in the Tenryu Project.
Jamie doesn't know who wrestles in the Tenryu Project.
No, at this point, I just wanted to stump you.
All right, you stumped me. I don't know who it was.
Koki Iwasaki.
Oh, Koki, that classic guy that everybody loves.
Okay, it's time for Beast of the Week.
Yeah.
That was a fun game, Murph. That was a fun game. Sammy Guevara.
When you guessed Brandy Rhodes, oh my god, I legitimately was like,
I like that you like that less than me guessing Sammy Guevara before you even said the match. I just heard DDT Dio Grand Prix 2019. I was like, Sammy.
It was 2019, so I thought you would have like it says 2019.
Oh, because they have the weird year naming. Yeah.
I thought because of the year naming you were gonna get it all fucked up. But okay. I think we should move on to this Beast of the Week for the week.
Okay. Jamie, do you have a Beast of the 0 points? That's okay. Hey, I would say on some level that's good.
That's a good thing. That means you have a life.
I didn't account for Murph popping himself with the Stardom one with Brandy Rose. I've erased that. That's
so oftentimes I'll bring out a Beast of the. Actually, I need the fucking graphic here. Hang on. I'm not moving on until we have this up. Boom! Beast of the Week.
Beast.
By the way, Leslie Lee on Twitter stole our gimmick. Please don't do that, Leslie, if you're watching. That's our gimmick is the Beast of the Week. Okay. So a lot of times I'll go with somebody like creative, someone new, someone that nobody else would even say. But out of the last week, there's been one clearly just incredible match that just blew me away. And I think Kento Miyahara was the best part of that match. I think if you're that fucking that you stand ahead above as the best wrestler in a 5-star tag match alongside 3 also incredible wrestlers, I think that makes you a fucking beast in my eyes. So Kento Miyahara is going to be my beast of the week. Jamie-san?
I was, I was weighing up going for Miyahara there myself, but I'm gonna go for Kaito Kiyomiya, part of one of my favorite angles in Puro for like quite a while. Just came in and booted Okada in the face. He's after that match. Will he get it? I don't know. Okada doesn't want it, but I think we'll get it at some point. But yeah, I mean, we've already discussed this angle. It's just like one of the most exciting things. The two huge matches at the top of that show, and this like completely stole all the headlines. So yeah, Kaito Kiyomiya is my beast of the week.
My beast of the week is Nozawa Rongai, because Nozawa Rongai somehow had his retirement match be in the fucking Tokyo Dome. The beast of the week is Nozawa Rongai, because he's going to go 4th from the top at the Tokyo Dome.
I love his placement, dude.
With fucking Mazada in his retirement match in the Tokyo Dome, in probably the biggest wrestling crowd in years.
He's ahead of Kento Miyahara Suwama and Yuma Aoyagi against Kojima and Soya. He's like, you know what? I'm ahead of that.
He's ahead of Naomichi Marufuji and Shun Skywalker too. He's ahead of Kojima. He's
booked himself ahead of the entire All Japan, Dragon Gate, DDT, the entire rest of the Noah Junior division, every single Noah heavyweight except Kiyomiya, and also just TJPW just for the hell of it. He's booked himself ahead of all this. I agree. I consider that to be very beast.
He's beast of the week because Mazada only wrestles on Vomastar and Tradition at this point. And Mazada is going to be 4th from the top at the fucking Tokyo Dome, and probably the second biggest combat sports crowd behind that Tenshin Takaru thing. So literally, the beast of the week is Nozawa Rongai for giving him and his buddy one last moment in the light. So Nozawa Rongai, you are my beast of the week.
Our beast of the week: Kento Miyahara, Kaito Kiyomiya, and Nozawa Rongai.
Can I throw out an honorable mention for beast of the week as well? I would like to nominate Ninja Mack for taking the time out, to join.
He's the beast of everyone.
Us here. What a first guest. May said we're gonna get some more guests on Dumb Guy Live, but what a start.
Ninja Mack did such an awesome job. It was so fun talking to him. And thank you for listening. You guys asked really good questions with your super chats and everything too. So yeah, thank you everybody for being here. As always, we've got more, we've been teasing it, but yeah, we have more interviews lined up. So please stay tuned for those. We're really looking forward to giving you the best Japanese pro wrestling podcast that we possibly can. All right. So guys, I think that's going to close it out. Thank you all for being here. Thank you to Ninja Mack for being a part of this. And everybody, we will catch you next time on Dumb Guy Live.
Peace.